All right, everybody, welcome back. We've got a few more, actually, the technical term would be a couple more first round caliber receivers to look at. So let's go ahead and take it home with two guys who I do suspect will be gone in those top 32 picks. They're not quite on the level of the three guys we've discussed earlier today, but they are very, very good, very, very special, and are going to make some team very happy in all likelihood. So, another LSU guy. We're looking at more LSU receivers. This one is Brian Thomas Jr. LSU, only 21 when the season starts, still very young. He's got size, 6'3", 209 pounds, almost 33-inch arms, almost 10-inch hands. So he's got the size, and has he got the speed? 4.33. This is DK Metcalf type stuff here. 6'3", 4.3340, 1.510 yard split. I mean, that's beyond DK Metcalf, I think. The vert, the broad, he's very explosive, very athletic. Didn't quite hit the bench press so well, but he does have the longer arms, so that's not shocking. I mean, this guy has a lot of stuff that you want. This guy has a lot of things that you're looking for in terms of traits when you're trying to find a receiver. So, Brian Thomas Jr., if you're looking at these traits and you're thinking DK Metcalf, I think you're barking up the right tree here. Every big board that I use, except for the Draft Network, has him in the first. TDN, the Draft Network, has him 40th, and the aggregate has him 16th, which I think is a reasonable expectation. Only really has 1 year of production, but it was a big year. Excuse me. 68 catches, almost 1,200 yards, 17 touchdowns. So he had a nose for the end zone. You get him the ball, he goes to the end zone with it. 5 drops, 74.2 PFF grade, which actually, when you're this efficient with finding the end zone, you would think that you would have a higher PFF grade than that. But obviously, there is some stuff that needs to be harnessed with him. But you're already building on such a strong and firm foundation when you're looking at a guy like Brian Thomas. Let me zoom in a little bit, by the way. I just realized I'm a little bit more zoomed out than usual. He's big and fast in a way that you very rarely see. Like I said, this is like the stuff you saw with DK Metcalf. This is like the stuff you saw with Randy Moss. Maybe not that extreme, but this combination is deadly. His ball tracking skills in the air are excellent. So you throw him the ball, he's going to find a way to go make a play on it. He's going to find a way to put himself underneath it. Skilled and talented route runner, capable of running really good routes with his movement skills. So that's something that should come in the next couple of years. He's got a massive catch radius and he knows how to utilize it. You put the ball in his location, he's going to make a play on it. He's going to at least get his hands on it, give himself an opportunity to make the catch. So he's got that catch radius that you're looking for in these receivers. He can play outside. He can play in the slot. He did both at LSU and did both well. So you can get mileage out of him in multiple alignments. And he's also very good at handling press coverage. He's got the physicality to push press coverage off of him and still run his route. So physicality doesn't bother him, even in the way it bothers like a Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, his hands could be better. He does have a relatively high drop rate, although I think some of that is a kind of because he gets his hands on so many balls because his catch radius and ball tracking skills are so good. So some of those drops are like, well, he probably wasn't going to catch that anyway. He's not very good yards after the catch right now. He tends to just kind of catch it and that's it. Now, he mitigates that by being such a good deep threat and having such good deep speed. But he's not a big yak threat. Hasn't yet harnessed all of his route running talents in a productive way yet. And what I mean by that is the way he moves, the way that he can use his change of direction and short area quickness, he should be a great route runner, but he's not there yet. But he's only 21, so guess what? He can get better. He can easily get better, and he should. The talent is there. It's not a DK Metcalf thing, where DK Metcalf was never going to be an elite route runner because he turns slowly. No, I don't think that's the case with Brian Thomas Jr. So he should be able to improve that. So this is a very, very appealing package of traits. This guy has a chance to be really special. The drop rate can improve. The hands can improve. The route running should improve. The only area that he might fall a little bit short would be yak. And I think you can live with that. When you're getting a guy who is this good in pretty much every other area, I see potential here to be just as good as the best receivers in this class. Little more of a question mark on if he gets there, I will grant you. But Brian Thomas Jr. is very special. He's got some stuff that needs to be worked on. I'm not doubting that for a second. But I would take him in the middle first round. And honestly, if somebody took him in the top 10, I wouldn't even be that shocked because the potential is so high. Like 6'3", 210 pounds, 4'3", 340, 1.5 flat, 10-yard split is insane. They don't make them like this that often. And when you have a chance to get somebody like this, I can totally understand somebody saying, look, we know he's not as good as Odunze. We know he's not as good as somebody like a Rome Odunze, but he will be better. He's got that burner deep speed, and we want that. So, love him. One more likely first-round candidate. This is one of the Texas guys. There was a time where both Texas receivers were projected in the first round. That's fallen off a little bit, although not by much. We'll definitely talk about the other guys soon. But Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell of the Texas Longhorns. Another 21-year-old, another really young guy, another very exciting and intriguing prospect. He's got the size and he's got the speed. A lot of that going around this year. 6'2", 205 pounds, 32 and 3/8 inch arms, 9-inch hands, 4'3", 440. Dude is a lightning bolt out there. Pretty good acceleration as well. Monster vert and an inhuman 11-foot 4-inch broad. The guy jumped out the building. The guy jumped to the roof. The guy jumped to the third floor. So, freak athlete, fast, quick, explosive, good size. You can see why this guy's put himself in that first round. And most of the big boards put him in the back end of the first. Couple put him at the very start of the second. The aggregate puts him at the very back end of the first. I expect him to go somewhere around there. Only 1 year of significant production, and at first blush, you might look at it and be like, that's not that great. And it's not. 55 catches, 845 yards, 11 touchdowns. Only one drop, though. But you're betting on traits with Adonai Mitchell. You're betting on traits. You're betting on the fact that he was playing with another super prolific receiver in Xavier Worthy and a super prolific tight end in Tavion Sanders. So there's only one ball. So you're looking at the talent and you're going, this overrides his production. So he's got elite speed with above average size, which I know it doesn't seem that special now because we've just looked at so many guys who are also bringing that to the table, but this is still rare. 4'3", 440 is crazy good. He's got a massive catch radius, always finds a way to make plays on the ball when they're in his area, always finds a way to get his hands on it, plays physically to break tackles after the catch. He's somebody who can do the Debo stuff, push through tackles, push through contact, stay up, continue to get yards. Somebody who can play physically. He's an elite deep threat with his ball tracking skills. He's really good at finding the ball, settling underneath it, and making a play on it. So he's really, really good at using his speed deep down the field. He's a great route runner in terms of his talent. His route running talent is excellent. So while it's not all there yet, it will be in almost all timelines. He's good at catching the ball in tight coverage. He catches it through contact, catches it in traffic. So he's not just some, speed demon that can't really play football. Not at all. He's a physical guy. And he's got good spatial awareness on the football field. He's really good at making the toe tapping catches. So, a lot to love with Adonai Mitchell. Makes a lot of sense why he's a first round talent. I do think that his route running at this point needs work. His consistency is not great. Sometimes he can round off his break. Sometimes he doesn't really sell his doubles, his double fakes, or his fakes. So there are things he's got to work on as a route runner. When the ball actually gets to him deep down the field, he tends to not play as physically as you'd like. Like, he does everything right up till the point where the ball is almost there. And while he can make catches in tight coverage closer to the line of scrimmage, when he's contesting a deep pass, it's a little bit more questionable. He can be a body catcher at times. His hands are mostly fine, but he does occasionally fall back on being a body catcher. Not a very good run blocker, which is disappointing for a guy who's his size. And unlike the previous 4 guys, I will say this. There have been some people that have wondered, does this guy really want it? Does this guy have the dedication to the game to be everything that he could be? Because he's got a lot. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He's got the explosiveness. He's an incredible athlete. He's got a lot of the traits that you're looking for. But there is a little bit of a question here. Is he just going to be content with being good, or does he want to be great? Or does he want to be even beyond great? I remember the rap on a guy like Amari Cooper was that he didn't really love football that much. He was a top 15, top 20 receiver in the league, and he was okay with that. He wasn't interested in pushing himself beyond that. Adonai Mitchell's getting a little bit of that rap as well. We'll have to see if it works out in the NFL or not. But I think that the concerns are legitimate. They do knock him down a little bit, but he has a chance to be about as good as any of the receivers in this class. Because again, big problem is routes. Well, he's got great route running skills. It should all work out. He should be able to run great routes at the NFL level. Just got to put in the work. So, granted, that's not a guarantee, but if he can, he's got all the skills to make it happen. The happy path reward on him is massive, so I'll go late first round. He's clearly more talented than that, but there are enough questions about his effort to put him in the late first. And that's what I got for first round receivers. There are a couple of guys who could go in the first round as well. It's possible. We'll see. We'll get there. All right, I will see you guys later. Go Hawks. More receiver stuff tomorrow. We've got a lot of work to do to get through all this. So buckle up and be ready to talk some receiver stuff because it is a special class and it deserves our attention. See you guys later.